Sukuna lost the Shikigami, he lost one of his arms, meaning that he could no longer use his domain expansion, and with all those other severe injuries that left Sukuna barely standing, it looked like the battle was basically over. All the spectators were suddenly in extremely good spirits, and Kusakabe went so far as to officially declare Gojo the winner of the fight. Now, in my last video, I warned everyone that it was Kusakabe who declared Gojo to be the winner, not the narrator. This means that the battle may not be over yet because, unlike the narrator, Kusakabe could be mistaken. But even though I issued this warning, and even though I personally didn't think that the battle was over yet, after all, we got all that talk about Sukuna's trump card a few chapters ago, and I don't think Gege would put that in the story for nothing, I still could not have possibly anticipated the sheer madness that Gege cooked up for us in the latest chapter, chapter 236. From the very beginning, this chapter feels completely insane and surreal, and that is especially true when we contrast the tone and content of this chapter with the epic and hopeful ending of the last chapter. Like, this was just such a crazy amount of whiplash. So let's break it all down and let's try to come to terms with what just happened in Jujutsu Kaisen. We start off with Suguru Geto greeting a somewhat confused-looking Gojo. Geto and Gojo are sitting in like a large public waiting room, which we later learn is one of those airport waiting areas. Gojo says this is awful, because he always told his students that when you die, you are alone, and yet here he is now with Geto, so he's hoping that this is all just a part of his imagination. Geto's just like, oh, who cares? But Gojo says it matters to him. He then begins to say something about his father, but then he decides not to continue and says that he left it all for Shoko to handle. Now, this is definitely frustrating because I don't know about you guys, but I am desperately curious to find out more about Gojo's family. So to get teased about his father like this is just mean, okay? The Gojo clan is one of the 3 most powerful sorcerer families in the world, and yet we know basically nothing about any of them except for Gojo. But anyway, as they wait at this quote-unquote airport,
I haven't said a
Geto
word
asks
on
Gojo
live,
how
bro.
was
I haven't
the
said a
king of
word.
curses, and Gojo responds that Sukuna was really strong, and what's
I haven't
worse,
said a word, bro.
Sukuna didn't even have to unleash his full
I haven't
power.
said a freaking
Gojo
word,
doesn't
bro.
know if he could have won against Sukuna, even if Sukuna only had access to his own powers and wasn't able to use Megumi's curse technique. Gojo believes that he gave it his all during the fight against Sukuna. He trained his body, he practiced his technique to perfection.
I haven't
He made
said a
full
word,
use of his
bro.
natural talents. He pushed himself to the limit and used all of his
I haven't
most
said a
powerful
word.
techniques and
I haven't
attacks.
said a word, bro.
And yet, he still couldn't defeat Sukuna. Geto is surprised that Gojo, of all people, would admit this, but Gojo says that the fight was fun, and he hopes that it was a fun challenge for Sukuna as well. Gojo then says that he's glad that he didn't die from old age or disease, but that he died because he was defeated by a stronger fighter. That's when a young Nanami shows up at the airport, and he says that Gojo sounds like an old samurai general. Yu Haibara is also there,
I
Nanami's
keep
former
saying
classmate who died on a
this.
mission during his first year
Gege
at
has
Jujutsu
long
Kai,
expressed
and he agrees with
hatred
Nanami, but he didn't
for
want to say it
Gojo.
out
Him
loud.
doing this to him
Gojo
is
asks
completely
Nanami how his own
100%
final
expected.
moments were, and Nanami says that he once asked Mei about it, and she told him that in his final moments, he should move north if he's looking for a new side of himself, and he should move south if he wants to stay who he is. Nanami chose south without a second thought, and Haibara was also there for him in his final moments, so it wasn't so bad. Gojo then says goodbye to everyone, including also Principal Yaga, as well as Riko Amanai and Misato Kuroi, and he prepares to board the plane. It is strongly implied that Satoru Gojo is dead, and that he must now rest in peace. Back on the battlefield, we see Gojo's body. He has been literally sliced in half. Sukuna explains that Mahoraga was adapting to Gojo's infinity first, and it was changing the cursed energy so that it could neutralize infinity itself. So once Mahoraga shot that slashing attack earlier, presumably the slash that had sliced off Gojo's arm, it was not actually the same type of slash that Sukuna uses, even though it looked a lot like it. Mahoraga was able to expand the target of Sukuna's cursed technique's attack not just to Gojo, but to space itself. Mahoraga was able to slash the very fabric of space. Gojo's infinity, which keeps dividing space over and over again, is powerless against something that just cuts all that space instantly. We'll have to wait for the official translation in order to confirm this. but it sounds to me like Sukuna was able to learn this ability to slash the fabric of space itself from Mahoraga. And he then used this technique to cut through Gojo's infinity and basically kill him off screen. Sukuna takes the time to congratulate Gojo on a well-fought battle, and he says that he will never forget our boy Satoru. Sukuna then says, "Don't let me down now," as the so-called Thunder God Hajime Kashimo joins the fray. Kashimo doesn't seem too bothered by the loss of Gojo. He's just happy to finally have his chance to fight the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in history, Ryomen Sukuna, and that is how this surreal and just unreal chapter ends. Seriously, how do we go from the end of the last chapter to this chapter? The amount of whiplash is staggering. If you look online, a lot of people are legitimately mad about what just happened, and they feel that Gojo was just done extremely dirty by the author. First, we're baited into thinking he won, and then the next thing we know, he dies off screen and Sukuna wins. It's just so sudden and unexpected, and it's just not an end befitting a legend like Satoru Gojo. Well, as I said in my last video, we can't assume that Gojo won just because Kusakabe said so. And as I'm telling you in this video, we shouldn't buy into the idea that Gojo is gone forever. Yes, it does look really, really bad, but there are also some hints that suggest that not everything is as it seems. In Gojo's so-called last moments, he says goodbye to all of his friends who died earlier, but then he leaves them there at the airport and moves on. Unlike, say, Nanami, who moved south, Gojo seems to move north, so to speak, looking for a new side of himself. Sure, that could mean that he is just passing away peacefully into the afterlife following a great battle against a great opponent. But it could also mean that the overpowered Gojo is about to really find a new side of himself. That he is about to evolve beyond humanity. Kind of like Master Tengen. He could then return more powerful than ever before. Some people...
It's pretty awkward, you feel me, being like one person in here, you feel me? But it's cool though, it's chill, you feel me? Don't gotta feel awkward, lol.
Even believe that he might become a cursed spirit or something along those lines, but to me, the Master Tengen route seems more fitting for Gojo. Now, is what I'm saying a bit of a stretch? I mean, yeah, sure, but to me, the idea that Gojo just dies here and is gone forever is an even bigger stretch. If that were to happen, then the criticism of this chapter is definitely fair. The issue is not that Gojo could possibly die, because we all know that he could. The issue is the way it's handled, so abruptly and, like, off-screen. Our boy Gojo certainly deserves a better send-off than that. It might be impossible for Gojo to heal his body after such an injury, even after potentially evolving in some way, but as Tengen demonstrates, Gojo's body doesn't necessarily have to resemble that of a human once he evolves beyond humanity. And after all, Shoko thought that he wouldn't be able to heal his arm either, and then he did it very easily, so who knows, you cannot put anything past Gojo. There is also the option that either Sukuna or Kenjaku are planning to take over Gojo's body, meaning that Gojo's body could still be technically alive, but he would not be in control of it. I mean, which evil sorcerer wouldn't want access to Limitless and the Six Eyes? However, with someone like Gojo, you can't underestimate the possibility that eventually Gojo could find a way to regain control of his own body as long as his body remains technically alive. If someone like Kenjaku takes control of Gojo's body, I'm confident that Gojo would eventually come back. It's just a matter of time. Finally, if Gojo does really die here, like it's over, it becomes very difficult to see where the story goes next. Unless Hashimo and the others can straight kill Sukuna right now, they'll have no hope of beating him later, and that's to say nothing of Kenjaku, who is still out there. With Gojo making it clear that Sukuna didn't even use his full power yet, I find it hard to believe that the others can win without Gojo. Like, our boy Yuji would need a massive freaking power-up if he's going to become relevant again. Unless... Yuji seems to have a new ability to switch bodies. In chapter 222, he was seemingly able to swap bodies with Kusakabe. Imagine if he switched his own body with Gojo's right before Gojo died. Then Yuji would die, but Gojo would continue living within Yuji's body. Now that would be an insane freaking twist. And it would confirm once and for all that the real protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen is Satoru Gojo, not Yuji Itadori. Or maybe Yuji can somehow host Gojo's soul inside his own body while still remaining there himself. So then they'd both be the protagonists because they're sharing one body. I don't know, Jujutsu Kaisen is crazy right now. What can I say? This was an absolutely shocking chapter. I don't remember the last time I was so shocked reading a manga chapter. Please let me know down in the comments right now what you thought of this chapter and what you think is going to happen next. There is no way Gojo is actually dead, right? Right? If you're looking for more Jujutsu Kaisen content to watch, right?
I'm lost for words, y'all. You feel me? I'm on here, but I mean, like, I'm really lost for words. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like. Yeah, I'm on here, but it's like, I don't even know, bro. I was just watching some anime uproar. I was watching their video, and after seeing what I just saw, anime uproar making the video about it is cool. You feel me? But towards the end, when you speculate, something else could be in the works. Now you're just doing it for a cash grab. Now you're just trying to talk for a cash grab. You feel me? Because, come on now, we know the real. You know what I mean? We know the real, bro. We know the real. We know the real, bro. In 4 hours, mind you, there's people that get 1 million views and they don't even hit 700 comments. You feel me? On that same video. In 4 hours, this video got 1,888 comments. In 4 hours, just 4. Pain, bro. Pain without love. Pain can't get enough. You know what I mean? I'm heated. I'm heated, bro. I'm heated, bro. I'm heated for sure. For sure, for sure. For sure. For sure, for sure. I keep saying this. Gege has long expressed hatred for Gojo. Him doing this to him is completely 100% expected. 800 people agreed. Gojo is the best and most popular character in the series, so good luck with that. But I tell you, you would have thought of what's it called? Blow dry was going on up in this joint. When I was in school, people would always be like, I don't know what they thought. I think they was like, nah, you look mean or you look mad or something like that. Do I look non-confrontational? That's insane. Let me see something. Let me explain to the people who didn't understand this chapter and are streaming. In chapter 224, Sukuna throws a dismantle. at Gojo, which provokes a surprised expression from him. From this, we can deduce that Gojo can detect Sukuna's slash, but he cannot see it. However, in chapter 118, Sukuna stated that Maharaga could see his slash. Maharaga can see Sukuna's slash. This also means that Maharaga could see infinity. Sukuna throws a dismantle at Gojo, which provokes a surprised expression from him. From this, we can deduce that Gojo can detect Sukuna's slash, but he cannot see it. So he gets hit, boom. So something goes to him, boom, he gets hit. He cannot see what he got hit with, but he knows he got hit. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Now, on the offhand, Maharaga could see the slash. You feel me? So he can see the slash. And if he can see the slash, but the person who has the limitless can't even see the own slash to the arm or how that even happened in real time, then it's like, wow, okay. This also means that Maharaga could see infinity, or rather, space itself. Then we go to chapter 234, where Maharaga performs a slash similar to Sukuna's. This means that either Sukuna passed down his technique to Maharaga, or Maharaga can use a technique it has adapted to. Either way, Maharaga bypasses infinity. This is insane. This is crazy. In this chapter, 236, Sukuna explains how Maharaga's adaptation works. Maharaga changes its cursed energy to fit the cursed technique it has adapted to, making it immune. This is testified when Gojo blows himself in chapter 235 and takes minimum damage. Maharaga also uses this principle to his attacks and neutralizes infinity. Maharaga expands the slash to target space, hence cutting right through it. I feel it. Okay, cool. I feel it for sure. Maharaga expands the slash. Boom. So we're not gonna hit Gojo. We're not just here to hit Gojo. We're here to hit space. You feel me? Because we're targeting limitless. You feel me? We want to get past the limitless, and you know what I mean, do our big one. Okay, cool. He hits space, it disables the limitless because you're taking the space from, you feel me, from Gojo at that point. Yeah, you can detect something, but you can't see it, you feel me? Oh! You feel me? You can detect something, but you can't see that something. So you can detect the slashes. So you can still get slashed, but you can't detect the slash. And I'm talking about this Maharaga stuff. This is solely Maharaga stuff. Well, not really solely, but yeah. Well, Gojo's guard was down, and he was most likely not even reinforcing himself with cursed energy. His focus was also divided in healing himself and feeling relieved that he won. And that is when Sukuna performed it silently. A cut that targets space. The world itself. Bro said, we're not gonna just target space. We're gonna target the world, you feel me? So we're gonna get through the space, get through the world. You feel me? With this gonna be the one. You know what I mean? This gonna be the one. You know what I mean? A cut that targets space, the world itself. Infinity manipulates space. But Sukuna has now cut through it. Infinity manipulates space. Sukuna cuts through the space, so you can't manipulate the space because there is no space in between you. It was game over. Now, not to mention that dismantle requires very little cursed energy and doesn't need to charge up, because if he had Gojo would detect it and dodge. It was instantaneous. In the previous chapter, I quoted Reggie's line of, it's really Reggie's line of how a sorcerer's lie determines their victory. Gojo tricked Sukuna and performed a purple, which was his winning condition. However, Sukuna also had a lie, a trick up his sleeve. As a sorcerer, Sukuna proved himself better, and his lie, or having no more cards up his sleeves, determined and solidified his victory. There were zero. Everything here can be explained by things that were introduced in previous chapters. Everyone is just mad that the good guys are losing, something which doesn't happen in almost any anime. Overall, the fight was, in Biscuit Oliver's words, beautiful. No, Gojo's role from day one was to die to Sukuna to make him seem unbeatable. Even as such, he was unable to make Sukuna go all out. He was painfully ordinary. You say that, but Gojo says he knew Sukuna was holding back. So he'd expect something else to come from Sukuna, surely. It's Gojo versus Gege at this point. At this point. Gege don't care. Gojo needs it for the story to move. Gojo not the MC, buddy. Gojo fans can cope all they want. Aha. 2 people up in here watching me? Thank you. But, I'm kind of talking to myself right now, so, like, baby. Baby. Yeah. After you've talked to yourself for like freaking 30 minutes to an hour, honestly, it's been only like 25 minutes, but. Baby. But yeah, like I was saying, after you talk to yourself for like 28 minutes straight, it kind of becomes the point to where it's like, I'm really just vibing. Oh God. I'm really just here to read comments. I mean vibe. Just vibe. Just vibe. Just vibe. Just vibe, brother. Just vibe, brother. What's so funny to me, and I feel like this with like everybody probably, but me personally, I look like, I really just like, I look like such a random. I like one of those GTA NPC people. A black GTA NPC. That's crazy. But let's get back into this. Commenting. Gege don't care. Wait for a second. Had to check the percentage, y'all. Chill. The thing about the whole live situation is that I'm, while simultaneously being live, while simultaneously being live, I'm also like waiting for like two video. No, I'm waiting for like a video to do like run this course of like doing this big one as far as not uploading, but like getting ready to do something. You feel me? I think uploading pretty much, yeah. No, not uploading. It's about to go on to unlisted or something. I gotta hold the cam like this because getting Bro said it's Gojo versus Gege at this point. Gege don't care. Blah 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 blah. If Sukuna lose, he is the strongest. If Gojo lose, then it's because of the plot. Or wait, if Sukuna lose, he is the strongest. If Sukuna lose, Gojo is the strongest. But if Gojo lose, then it's because of the plot or Gege hates him. What a bias. Whole time, Gege has literally said verbatim that he hates Gojo. Whole time. Honestly, like, even as like a Gojo fan, you feel me? As like, I'm talking about a real deal Gojo fan. Even as a real deal Gojo fan, I don't even think bro had all the fingers. I don't even think Sukuna had like ate all the fingers. So it's like the fight from the get-go was just like off. You feel me? To me, like, let's not have this fight until you eat all of the fingers, my brother. We need all the things. We need it all wrapped up in a nice little bow. You feel me? To really kick off this fight of like who's the strongest. Not the reason. Not the reason. I was perfectly fine with Gojo. From the moment the fight began, I knew he probably wasn't gonna beat, but to unceremoniously kill him off screen, to kill him off screen is so rushed and anticlimactic that it feels insulting. This is hilarious. This is just cap because even when I read the manga, you feel me? I read the manga. I seen it. You feel me? I seen the panel go to like Gojo. You feel me? I was shocked. I was this. I was that. You feel me? Even with reading it through and through, I was still like, when it came to that moment, I was just like, wow. You feel me? I'm talking about I was livid over it, everything. You feel me? It was not anticlimactic. I had zero issue with that. I was just like, I'm here for the ride. I'm not here to critique every single thing. You feel me? It literally feels like we skipped an entire chapter. How did we go from Gojo being declared the winner to Gojo getting sliced out the next chapter? The hell did we go from Sukuna being nervous for the first time in 1,000 years to Sukuna was holding back the entire time? Somebody please, for the love of God, make it make sense. That one dude's about to copy and paste. I'm already knowing. We'll know with the next chapters. Don't listen to head canon sayers. I'm a Sukuna fan, and let me just say that for sure Gege know what he's doing. Yeah, and on top of that, a lot of things in this chapter changed a lot about how Maharaga's adaptation works. For instance, prior to this chapter, we understood that Maharaga adapts to infinity based abilities separately. Which is why, though Maharaga had already fully adapted to neutral infinity and blue, Gojo can still use red and purple to damage it. However, in this chapter, it was explained that Sukuna was able to copy Maharaga's slash, which had adapted to infinity further after being hit by purple. And that's what allowed him to get past infinity. This doesn't make sense since earlier it was established that it adapts to the various types of infinity. This doesn't make sense since earlier it was established that it adapts to the various types of infinity. Neutral, blue, red, and purple separately. Infinity is basically limitless. You feel me? If I'm correct, infinity and limitless are the exact same thing. Blue is his own power, red is his own power, and purple is his own ability as well. Blue, red, and purple are their own abilities. You feel me? Infinity is basically limitless. Infinity and the limitless are the exact same thing. So yeah. So it's like one ability. Infinity is like one ability. I honestly loved the ability that was used by Sukuna in killing Gojo, but of course you don't know what happened in that chapter made any sense at all. Even if Gojo does come back, that entire Maharaga issue would still be. Admittedly, though, I doubt we've seen the last from Gojo. It's hard to say, and I'll have to wait till official translations come out, but something about what Meh said to Nanami about having two paths when you die feels a lot like a clue that Gojo will be back, though probably as a cursed spirit. Nah, that would be too tough. We go into a whole nother fight, and now it's Gojo versus Sukuna. This time Gojo is a cursed spirit. This time he has way more power. This time he has like the greatest genetics of all time. And this time he's like using a billion times. Okay. It also doesn't help that he said goodbye to his friends instead of coming with them, seemingly indicating that he's not ready to go with them to the afterlife yet. Gojo dying in combat is acceptable, but killing him after being declared the victor, that's complete bullcrap. You don't give him the medal of the strongest just to have him die on the next chapter. For that, I'd rather see Sukuna win, not this BS. I mean, Sukuna knew he was still going to have to run the gauntlet after Gojo. The whole reason Gojo looked so dominant in the fight was to make this moment all the more the case the rug was pulled under him. He wasn't the strongest. There is a difference between proclaiming yourself the honored one and being so strong others call you such. The second Gojo felt he could have lost, like Toji, even if it was the briefest of moments, set in stone, he wasn't the strongest. Sukuna just proved to be on top. And by Gojo's words, it's not even inverse, decisive. If the 10 shadows mattered outside of making sure Sukuna can run the gauntlet of the rest of the heroes, but Gojo never felt like he was gonna lose. He did feel the struggle, though, but still kept calm. Unlike Toji, he betrayed his instincts of leaving the battle when he should have. Gojo didn't have that. His instincts were still sharp. Sukuna was outclassed in most areas by Gojo by pure skill. Yes, make it make sense. Like, holy, what the was Gege on? He literally had to kill him off screen to avoid explaining his death. It makes perfect sense. Don't cope. Not even us Sukuna fans wanted it to happen like this. Rip the goat of JJK. There's about to be 6 replies. What do you mean? What do you mean, my brother? Speak for yourself. This is a high Gojo. L. It was perfect. This is for y'all. I wish I could sing. I would be so freaking. That's the thing, you feel me? God ain't. He had to nerf me. I ain't gonna lie, cause like I would be so freaking like. I ain't gonna lie, like I don't even know, like he had to nerf me, bro. I can't sing, do sports, you know what I mean? I can't do sports, I can't sing, you know what I mean? I can't dress for real. I wear all black 24/7. He had to nerf me, bro. Not even a fan of either. I just love it when toxic fandom get a taste of their own medicine. Start cooking those memes, boys. He coming back. Kenjaku gonna start taking over that body like he did with Geto. Now it's 2 powerful beings versus JJK sorcerers. To be honest, I am here to watch both fandom drama. Honestly, yeah, Sukuna and Gojo fandom, they do despise each other. No kizzy. I was in the chicken nugget, slipping biscuit. 40 with that mag, I was going real crazy. 40 with that mag, chicken in the bag. 40 with that lag, chicken with that snack. I'm black, you know me. I gotta get my little freestyle in. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I gotta get my little freestyle, my little rap in every now and then. I ain't gonna lie. I had got done doing this movie reaction for you guys. And then right after I got done with it, I did my thumbnail, woke up the next day, which is today, and I filmed. It was literally the hardest thing. Not the hardest thing, but like it was one of the hardest days to film today. Because I'm filming a the Legend of Vox Machina reaction. It's so funny because when I'm doing TV shows or I'm doing animes or I'm doing cartoons, you feel me? I never care to say what cartoons or TV shows or animes I'm doing, you feel me? I could care less because they're gonna come out regardless, you feel me? But when there's something like a movie reaction, you never know when I'm gonna drop a movie reaction because I drop them so sporadically, honestly. They do the most views and I drop them so sporadically. Like, if I just did, and I've been thinking about this a lot, if I just did movie reactions, my channel would skyrocket. You know why? Because movie reactions, they take longer. Okay, cool. Movie reactions take longer? Alright, cool. You go for movie reactions, and you have to sit there. You have to literally sit there and take your time. We're talking days on end of editing. I don't want to say the name of this movie that I'm about to bring y'all come, I don't know, Friday? I don't know what the day is. I think today's like, I don't even know what the day is. Like, what's the day? Like, I don't even know what's the day? Like, oh, today's Thursday, so it comes out like tomorrow, I guess? Yes, today's Thursday, so it comes out tomorrow. Like, As far as like um, the movie reaction, you do movie reactions. Okay, cool. You sit down for 2 hours, talking about 2 hours strong. You feel me? 2 hours and 30, 2 hours and 40, 2 hours and 50. You talking about dang near 3 hours. You know what I mean? You do the movie reaction. Okay, cool. You filmed it. You know what I mean? Now you go over to the editing process. This is how I do my videos. You feel me? All right, cool. Film, editing process. Honestly, I should be doing thumbnail first, but it's just like, how are you supposed to get this inspiration of a thumbnail when in reality you haven't even put anything together yet? You know, it's like you haven't put nothing together. Woody wobbity boo bobbity. You know what I mean? It's like, and so without that inspiration of, oh yeah, um, I'm in the middle of editing. Or yeah, I know where I want to go with the thumbnail. You feel me? Now, mind you, this is just me probably making an excuse. You feel me? Because I could like look up other people's stuff and be like, okay, so this is the inspiration I want for my thumbnail. Okay, cool. I could do that, and it's gonna suck because I love post production. You feel me? Which doing thumbnails is part of post production. I said post production. I'm dead. Post is after. I love pre production. Yeah, I love pre production. Post is after. Pre is before. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing the thumbnails. Mind you, I had done like for one video. I think I only did it for like one video ever, for real. It made the process way easier. I'm just talking to talk. I ain't gonna lie a little bit. I feel like I'm talking to talk. I feel like I talk a lot 24/7. So it's like, so me myself, I always feel like, okay, now you're just talking to talk. Like, just get back to reading the comments. LOL. But as far as like thumbnails go, doing your thumbnail before anything else does make the process easier because as soon as you get that thumbnail out the way, now it might take you 4 hours to hit up a thumbnail. It might take you 5 hours, 6 hours to hit up a thumbnail if we really get it spot on. And if you doing the thumbnail, alright, cool. But you get the thumbnail, you heart the thumbnail in your camera roll, and then you go over here and you start editing, and now you're so dialed in on editing, and you get done to you get all the way to the end of editing, and you feel great because right after you get done editing, and as you're exporting the video, you feel me? You remember that you already have the thumbnail ready to go. So from there, you feel me? Go on YouTube, man. You get that video ready, boom. You get that thumbnail plastered on there, bow. It's like a present almost. You feel me? Get the video, there you go. Thumbnail, boom. Face of the project. And then go into your notes, grab the whole description thing, splash it on there. You know what I mean? Splash it on there. And yeah, take it from there. Oh God. For sure. For sure, for sure. I can't believe it's only 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is insane, bro. 10 a.m. is crazy. People are throwing around the word generational way too loosely. This was a generational fight. Okay, bro. Let's look up the word generational because y'all just chatter, bro. Always chat, bro. Chatter boppers, bro. Always yapping. Stop yapping. Relating to or characteristic of all the people born living at about the same time. People discovered the word parasocial and generational, and it was over, bro. They just ran with it, running it into the ground. But he used it correctly as usual, but still. The way that Gojo did Toji is the way that Sukuna did Itadori and Gojo. And even worse, bro. Never cried over an anime character before, but I shed an actual tear for Gojo. Ripple Legend. When Rob see this freaking manga chapter, he's going to lose his mind. When Rob see this freaking manga chapter, he's going to lose his mind. When Rob see this freaking manga chapter, whenever and whatever year that this is animated and brought to the world, when Rob sees this manga chapter animated, it's over. When whales, you feel me, see this manga chapter, it's over. I don't think he's gonna like how they did the off-screen, you know what I mean? But I think he's gonna be like, okay, I can't wait to Rob see this animated, you feel me? And that's gonna be worth 1 billion reactions, honestly. That is gonna be the reaction that hits them over, like, that just takes them up to here. Although they've had many viral reactions and many viral this and viral that, the moment Rob sees this, it's over. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. It's over. Ugh. Ugh. I'm about to go take out the trash. You guys cannot come along. But yeah, I'll be back to read some more Gojo stuff. Oh. Most sane and respectful Sukuna fan. This is so funny. That's hilarious. Like I said, most sane and respectful Sukuna fan. I think the whole next chapter. Yuta cursed Gojo because he couldn't accept Gojo's. Gojo, Yuta, I love you, I love you. You're hilarious. Sukuna, you womanizer. Which it is. And their family. And that's kind of weird. Even though I am depressed due to the recent chapter, this comment actually made me laugh. I think the whole north-south thing was basically whether Gojo chooses to reincarnate as a new person or stay himself in the afterlife. Also, the author says himself that he does not like Gojo, so I do believe Gojo is staying. I don't know, but I read somewhere it's more like running a gag. Like, with more like a running gag about his dislike of Gojo. But manga, anime fans are basically blowing it out of proportion. I think so too, because they're discussing with Hanami and Habara how Gojo only uses cursed energy for himself. And he sort of has the same realization as they're telling him. Gojo then asks Hanami what he did during his time of death. Did he remain who he was and go south in his death, or did he travel north like Min told them? So I think Gege is cooking, but the execution was terrible. So we go south to his death, you say, but are you saying he goes to if he does? No. I love that he took the direction of the manga in the way he wanted. It's so funny because if you're reading a manga, it's so funny because if you're reading a manga, every chapter, you see all these people. Like usually, if you got like watching a TV show, yeah, if you see, I don't even know. If you're reading a manga, you will see people in the comments of a YouTube video that's talking about the manga that you're reading, and they will be the utmost delusional. They will see a character die in the manga, without a doubt, die in the manga. I'm talking about entire body, just you know. And they would get on YouTube and they would talk about, hopefully, man, they come back. Oh my God, the delusion is crazy. Now, mind you, in contrast, you could say that their creativity, you feel me, that the creativity that anime has, that is a possibility. You feel me? That could happen. You feel me? And so they're not ruling out anything. It's anime. You know. And do your big one. But in any other medium, they also in TV shows they do speculate if somebody is alive, if somebody is still alive. They do speculate in movies as well. You feel me? So I guess you can't really blame anime people. But it's crazy. Just to see. I ain't gonna lie. Cold 20, a cold 20. Something I would like to point out is that Gojo left his. Honestly, the whole go north or go south situation, I feel like it's just Gege introducing his way of like, just introducing his afterlife ID, introducing his the afterlife into the anime. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm surprised they didn't briefly mention how Gojo said to Yeto that he wish he was there to support him in that fight. That was a W. After taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, it seems this fight was meant to parallel to the Gojo versus Toji fight, but with Sukuna taking the place of Gojo and Gojo taking the place of Toji. Toji seemed so much stronger and faster than Gojo. The fight seemed hopeless for him. How Sukuna felt in this fight is similar to how Gojo felt when fighting Toji. Toji seemingly had the perfect counter to his curse technique in the inverted spear of heaven, or in the case of Gojo versus Sukuna. Gojo's infinity. Gojo made his last attempt to stop Toji with his maximum output blue, similarly to Sukuna, calling for Maharaga to stop Gojo from creating his purple. Gojo and Sukuna were then seemingly defeated by their opponent. In their defeat, they have a revelation and awaken their techniques.